Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel once again. So in today's video we are going to paint Narcissus flower. In my previous video I have shown you how you can draw different perspective of Narcissus, like tilted towards left, right, downside, tilted towards the sky and back of the flower. You can create your own composition. Like I have used multiple perspective, like this particular one, normal one, facing towards the downward direction, like this. So I have created 4 flowers for me, so you can create your own composition. You don't need to copy from anywhere else, or else you can take inspiration from internet and create your composition. Now this is my composition, but I don't need this much pencil mark, so I'm rubbing it and making it little lighter so that we cannot see pencil mark, and then we can start painting it. So I'm going to paint all these flower with very simple technique. In the rough paper I can show you something which you need to understand. So my brush size is size 9, and it's depend on how much pressure you are applying. So if you apply less pressure you will get very thin line. If you apply too much pressure you will get thick line. If you apply little less pressure then you will get thicker than the previous one. So based on how much pressure you are applying you will get the thickness. Now without applying any pressure, create a fine line, then apply pressure and release slowly so that you will get pointed end both the side to create leaf kind of pattern or petal kind of pattern. And you can move your brush in different angles so that you will get different perspective of leaf. You can create round kind of shape like this, coming back to the center again, and these kind of leaves you can also create, this kind of petals you can also create. So what you need to practice is apply pressure and then remove slowly, apply pressure and then remove slowly. So something like this you can do to create one stroke leaves and one stroke petals. So I'm going to use this particular technique for today's flower. Now I need a light gray kind of shade, so I'm mixing blue, yellow and green together to create some gray kind of pattern. You can check your color shade on the rough sheet, and then once you will satisfied with your gray color, this should be very light in shade because we are creating white flowers, so it should not be very dark, it should be light, but I'm keeping it little dark so that you guys can see what I'm doing. So we have 3 petals on the front side and 3 petals at the back for this particular flower, as I have shown you in my previous video. So first create back petals, not front, so that we can create front petal once our back petals gets dried completely. So I'm creating three petals for each flowers based on my perspective. So I have light pencil mark which I can see, so I'm going through that particular direction and creating all these petals. If you're not comfortable doing one stroke technique, you can just fill those area with gray color, it's also fine. But if you understand the one stroke technique, this is easier way to do it. So I'm creating three petals for each flower. And I'm also going to create 2 flower buds. So for that I'm creating this oval kind of shape with the help of gray color itself. Narcissus is more like a daffodil only. I think they are from same family. So you can create all these petals with the help of yellow color to convert all these flowers into daffodil. But as this is the month of December, I'm keeping it white so that we can replicate Narcissus flower, because this is the December month flower. I want my petals to dry it completely. So meanwhile we can create some stems and leaves. So based on your flower perspective and the space that you have in between your flowers, you can create all these stems. So if your flower is facing towards downside, make sure you are creating your stems in that particular way, like tilted towards the left side like I'm doing. If you do not have any space in between, just leave all those things for petal area and create all the stems. I'm also creating one stroke leaves little longer for this particular flower, and you can keep perspective of leaves as well, but keep it little longer and little wider. I'm doing all these things with the help of one stroke technique. Once your petals get dried completely, the first layer of petal, you can start creating other three petals, and these three petals are front petal, so that we can do some overlapping. So you can see all these overlapping clearly because previous petals have dried completely. So that's why we need to wait until it gets dried. So make sure you are doing some overlapping once your petals have dried completely, so that you can see some overlappings of petals as well. You can see clearly which are the front petal, which are the back petals. So these things we can do, and we can create other three petals for our flower. I'm creating this in a group, but you can try create little bigger flower and keep only one flower just for a practice purpose, or else you can do multiple flower like this particular one. I'm keeping the middle section, the surrounding center as is. I'm not doing anything in that particular area. So make sure you are also not doing it, because we need to fill that surrounding center with the help of yellow color and orange color. So make sure you are not doing anything for that particular area. As I have already mentioned, I have given you a link into my description section to check how we can draw all these flowers. So please refer to that video if needed. So always start with the back petal and then do the front petal. Now we are done with the petals. Now we need to do the center surrounding. So I'm doing it with the help of yellow color. So based on your perspective, you can do all these things. But make sure your petals have dried completely before doing the surrounding center. Now based on my perspective, I'm filling the surrounding center with the help of yellow color. So this one is like plain perspective facing towards you, so that's why you cannot see the U kind of shape. This is simply round structure. This is facing towards downside, so that's why the structure is tilted towards the downward direction, but all things are covered with the help of yellow color. Now the upper section we can keep little orange in shade, so I'm adding orange color in the oval shape that we have created at the tip of surrounding center. So you can create something like this. You can paint all these things with the help of orange color directly, but do it slowly so that you will not end up having messy things with you. So once done with the orange color, you can blend all these color together with the help of clean water if you want to, and then let it dry for some time. And then with the help of gray color, I really want to create some extra structure into the flower bud, so I'm going through to make it look like these are the flower buds. And then you can do rest of the stems and leaves. So in few areas I have not created stem, so create all those stems. We cannot keep our flowers and leaf hanging, so make sure everything is there. Make sure you are adding stem for each and every flower that we have, each and every flower buds that we have, and then you can create multiple leaves in between. Leaves are important because these are white flowers and our sheet is also white, so some extra color is important to elevate your white flowers in the white sheet. So create some leaves around the flower, And then once your petal gets dried completely, you can create lines in between each petals with the help of gray shade itself. So I'm creating these lines with the help of tip of my brush, and then you can create some dark shade of orange around the oval shape that we have. I want to highlight the orange shade a little bit, so I'm adding one more layer of orange color, and I think this much is enough. Or few perspective wherein we can see the center filaments, stigma, and all those things. You can create all those with the help of green color, and you can blend it a little bit. And I think we are done with today's video. Hope you have liked this video. Please do let me know if you have any feedback for me, and thank you so much for watching. See you guys in the next video.